Hello everybody and welcome to another Tech Minute video. My name is Tom from 6 Foot Networks and thank you for joining me today on my walk. And in case you're wondering, I started doing my long walks again, especially on the weekends now that the weather's a little bit more tame. You know, it was in the hundreds a few days ago and it will be in the hundreds again in a few days, but today it's in the 80s and it's breezy. And right now, sunset's about, I don't know, if I had to guess, that sun probably has another 40 minutes before it's down all the way. So I thought I'd quickly do a video while I'm walking, you know, excuse the noise of the cars. This is Haskell Canyon in Santa Clarita. And I like to walk down this path every once in a while, so it is what it is. But today's video is about rotating passwords. And I know I've done a few of these already, so, you know, consider this one an important video. A few days ago, I received a text message from one of the service providers that I frequently subscribe to, and not really subscribe to, but I use their services. And it was one of those text messages that says, "Hey, we were breached, your information was stolen, and you should monitor your credit." That was it. That's all it said. It wasn't. I wasn't quoting it, but it was something to those lines. It's literally 3 sentences, and breach happened. You know, oops, sorry, that kind of thing. What does that mean? Well, that means that essentially some thief got my information, whether it's, you know, financial, or just my username and password, or, you know, whatever it boils down to. It wasn't good. So now this is a pretty major service provider. I can't say their name because I don't know if that would, you know, cause more harm than good, but suffice it to say, just like all the other hacks in the past that were publicly portrayed by the press and TV and what have you, this one falls right in line with those. You know, it is important, very important, to cycle your passwords. You know, a good rule of thumb is between 60 and 90 days. And if something like this happens, immediately. So the second I got that text message, I literally stopped dead in my tracks and I cycled all my information, because I don't know how much time went by from the moment of the intrusion to the breach to the hack, how long they were in their system, and how much data they were able to gather. I don't even know if my data was in it. The service provider doesn't know if my data was in there, but it's just good practice. Keep your stuff safe, keep your, you know, your private information private. After all, it's your data. Only you can decide what it means to you and what its value is. But as far as I go, I rotate my passwords, my most commonly used passwords, financials, common subscriptions that I use all the time. I cycle those between 60 and 90 days. You know, maybe 90 days is probably a better window to mention, because it does take a lot of time, especially if you have like 30, 40, 50 passwords that you have to maintain. But here's the trick. If you want to err on the side of caution, get a password manager. I personally use Safari's built-in manager because it integrates so well into Apple's ecosystem. It's on my phone, it's on my Mac, it's on my tablet, it's on my iPad, in other words, and everything like that. And I don't need to worry about it. It's synced up to iCloud, encrypted, and Keychain does its thing, and I don't have to worry about remembering passwords. So I have no issue making a password, you know, 45 to 125 characters if the service supports it. You know, if I can use a longer password and then not have to remember it, then there's no problem. And you should consider doing that too, you know. Using, you know, simple passwords, birthdays, you know, password 123, that kind of thing. It's just a bad idea. What's the point of having a password? You know, a while ago, the last time I did a video like this, I actually posted a chart. I showed you guys a chart of how long it takes to crack passwords. You know, that, you know, every character adds like a potential decade or more of complexity to the cracking. So, you know, no password under, 12 or 16 characters is really secure anymore. Because with modern GPUs, graphics processing units, and software that can utilize the power of those GPUs, you know, you can crack passwords relatively easy. The same way you do crypto mining is essentially the same way you crack passwords. So, go back to what I was saying. Use a password manager. Here's why I like Safari's password manager. If you're a Mac user, consider it, because Safari actually does a really good job at notifying you that, hey, this password you got here sucks. It won't say it to you like that, but it'll essentially pop up the dialog that says, hey, do you want to change your password? Because this one was either A, listed on the internet in a breach file. So when a password gets breached, you know, hackers create files, and those files are made available just for fun, and you can actually search those files to see if your password's on them. And if it's a simple, you know, password 123, or, you know, password with the A as or the @ symbol as the A and the 2 S's as the $ symbols, doesn't do it anymore, folks. Got to be complex. And actually, again, Safari's password manager will actually suggest passwords to you that are semi-complex. And I say semi-complex because it doesn't use ambiguous characters like ampersands and asterisks and stuff like that. But it does give you like hyphens in between, you know, phrases of characters, numbers or otherwise, letters and stuff. So anyway, to each his own. But today is my day to remind you to cycle your passwords. Like I said, I've had some bad experiences with my information getting stolen. Hopefully it's not anything deep. I'm a little concerned that now I have to pay attention to my credit report. You know, I do have a lock on it. That's probably the other piece of advice that I can give you. Not really tech, but more along the lines of caution when it comes to finances. You can actually put a lock on your credit, meaning that if somebody tries to open a credit card, there's a flag on there that says, hey, this account is locked. You need to actually verbally get an understanding from the owner, and they need to verify who they are to open a card or whatever, whether it's buying a car or what have you. So look into that. I remember doing that a few years ago, and I think I had problems when buying a car. Actually, when I bought the Bolt EV last year, I think that's when I had the issue with the lock. But it comes off relatively easy. You do the same process, just in reverse, and then you don't have to worry about it. And after the transaction clears, you just re-enable it, because that is a good idea. You want to be notified, and you want to make it just a little bit harder for people to steal from you, regardless of who they are. Financial, cyber, whatever. Anyway, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you really like this video, which I hope you do, you'll consider subscribing to the channel, as it does help us out. Until next time, thank you for watching.